ain't looking for no handouts, I say no. Always stack high and stay low. Tryna level up, better get with us. Gotta keep it real, cause you know it's about to get real uncomfortable. Yeah, real and uncomfortable. It's about to get real uncomfortable. Yeah, real and uncomfortable.
Yo, it's your boy Ctez, and we're back here with another episode of Real and Uncomfortable. And I actually have to, before we get to our very special guest, I guess I have to tell you guys, we have somebody we haven't seen in a little bit, and we're happy to have her back. That is Miss Elle over there. Go ahead, say a couple words.
I miss y'all. Happy to be back.
There it is. There it is. And now we have a influencer extraordinaire, president of a talent agency, full-time stock trader. That's it, Breezy's Angels. And soon we'll be gracing your screens in a couple more ways. I'll let her tell you or not tell you about that. This is the beautiful Miss Esmy.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm pretty good. I can't complain. Thank you guys for having me.
Well, thank you for taking like a trip and a half to even be out
Only
here.
for you. Only for you. I wouldn't do it for anybody else.
Make me feel all
Absolutely
warm
not.
and fuzzy.
All right.
That was.
Don't push it.
I was gonna.
Don't push
And
it.
there goes the
going too
shade.
far.
And there
Don't
goes the
push it.
shade. And there goes the shade.
I appreciate you.
Right.
Thank you for having me, baby. No.
See, I'm not even sure I want you back now because you already got her. You done already influenced.
First of all,
Esmy.
she's back. Where do you think she's going? Like,
I'm just saying the shade is already.
But we
like-
on the same
down.
boat. We both hungry right
Relax.
now. So
Oh.
right. This is gonna be a fearful episode.
This is like y'all ever seen that movie Gremlins? Yeah.
What is
okay.
he trying to say? Where's he?
you know, girl, you know what you're trying to say.
Okay. All right. So before we really get into things and some of that more heavier topics, I always like to let the guests say some more things about themselves before we jump into some of their own stuff. You know.
Well, I'm a Leo, so I could talk forever.
Oh.
But I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I do a lot.
Yes, you do.
But my biggest joy is to help people get to where they want to get without having to kind of wing it the way I've winged things through life.
Yeah.
I haven't found a lot of support in this industry and any industry, even when I started trading or when I started life coaching. And even now that I'm acting, no one kind of like took my hand and guided me. So I kind of want to be that guide.
Kind of write
So
down
that's
the
my
notes.
that's my biggest joy. And even with my talent agency, it's like they think I'm like the mom because I'm always on their behind. But I just want them to realize that I went through it, so they don't have to.
That was something too. I just
That's
saw like a
beautiful.
video the other day, and they were like, whenever you have that wise friend, that person who's able to give you all that wisdom, take a moment and ask them what they've been through.
Right.
Just because it's taken a lot to kind of accrue all of that. And like, that knowledge had to come from somewhere. And despite all the problems and stuff, because, we talk personally, so I know you've been through a lot. You wear it well.
Thank you.
You've done a lot with it.
Hello.
And yeah, I mean, you've also talked about a little bit of the industry. I don't want to jump too far into it, but I know that you've probably faced a couple different challenges that I know Elle is a major advocate for this to make it very understood that women have it very difficult entering certain industries. And I know like you obviously have the pretty privilege, but that does not occur when it comes to stock
it's a
trading
gift
and
and
all
a
this extra
curse.
stuff. It's a gift and a curse.
It's a gift and
Go
a
ahead,
curse.
look. Hey.
First and foremost, I've been different shapes and different sizes throughout my journey.
All of them beautiful.
I mean, hello. And it's always come with a challenge. So, for instance, I was recently last year modeling for a plus size agency, and it was like the critique was like, "Oh, you're not big enough."
Okay.
All
right.
But I'm not small enough. So finding a place where you kind of fit in and understanding that the industry is going to talk, not the industry, but human beings, they're just going to talk regardless of what's going on because they don't want you to fit in enough to where you're blossoming unless you're like a Beyonce, or Rihanna. And I'm Esmy, so as Esmy, I got to kind of step into my power and find where I fit in and find my lane. And some will love it and some will hate it, but everybody's gonna still watch.
There it is.
So
Yep.
that's kind of
That's
like
a
where I'm
fact.
coming from. I say it's a gift and a curse also because I'm very Dominican. I know you guys can hear my accent, and to some men, it's just like, "Oh, come here, mommy."
Yeah.
You have such a cute accent, and it's just like I'm not here to be cute.
Be
Like I'm
serious.
here to
I'm
work.
here-
I'm
yeah,
here to
I'm
get
here.
paid. I'm
Yeah.
chasing my bag. Another thing, there's different types of females that choose to do different types of things in this industry. So coming in, when I was in a relationship, I felt so good because I was being represented by a man.
Right.
So I didn't have to wear my bitch resting face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like, well, she has a man. There's boundaries. But as my life is very public. So as I became a single woman, I have to be more stern and I have to walk a certain way because already when I walk into the door, men are like, she's pretty. That favoritism that you're talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
She's pretty. Maybe she's loose. So
Well, they open, they just get a chance, a shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that kind of skews things, I think, for almost everybody, because then when you see things, the people who do have the power, they may skew it your way where there might be somebody else, or they may now not take you serious, so now they don't even see the qualifications. Because I remember we had a couple conversations as far as the stock trading, and let me just say, like, if you want to make some money, like, seriously, consider that. Like, that's really good. But you said something, too, and, Elle, I'm going to throw this one to you because, like, as a man, I'm out here dating, and we're looking for... We know that we are... Wow, yeah, I'm out here adult. And you celebrating still, right? Yeah, I see it. There's a bunch of shade. Don't worry. You'll see the behind the scenes on this one. But anyway... Like, men are looking for, like, the duality of letting us be masculine and letting our ladies be feminine. But somebody pointed out to me, though, that sometimes it's probably difficult because when you are like yourself, Elle, you too, you're a professional. You walk into the world and there might not always be an opportunity for you to be feminine because you got to wear the resting bitch face, because you got to be defensive. So you got to kind of live in the masculinity. How do y'all kind of work that out? That balance. Elle, you got a little bit of a boosty, so how you balance that out? Or you be putting them in chokeholds?
I do enjoy me
Hey, bro.
chokeholds.
Hey, bro. Blink twice. Blink twice if you need help, bro.
Are you talking to my man right now? You trying to tell him?
Blink twice. Blink twice. I'm here for you, man.
Yeah, if he watches this, he'll probably be like, hell yeah, I'm blinking. I'm like this. No, I think the ability to be vulnerable is only there if that person gives you that same energy, right? So there are definitely people that I've met in the industry that I can be vulnerable with. And there are definitely people immediately it's a feeling, it's a vibe. You walk in a room and you're like, oh. And like some of those people, you said like some of them are waiting for a chance. A lot of times it doesn't feel like a chance. It feels like I'm going to take advantage of you. And, like I'm going to see my way in and I'm going to use your vulnerability. I'm going to find your weakness and then I'm going to take advantage. And then I got what I want. And maybe as an afterthought, you might get what you want. So, which is why you have to carry yourself a certain way because then you get taken advantage of,
Yeah, that's a good reason to be defensive.
I agree. I also, let me just share my personal opinion.
Please.
I feel like sometime after my relationship, I kind of had to step back and like realize what the problems in that relationship was. And I used to always say like, oh, I'm a table full, but the truth is I didn't allow him to live in his masculinity because I was accepting of the things that he was doing for me, but because in my head I knew what I thought I knew what I wanted in a man or what a man's role should be, that I was always kind of like nitpicking, like, oh, you have to do this, and as a man you should. And I realized that I never have to tell a man how to be a man because a man who is a man is already established. So after that breakup, I kind of started like seeking how to be a woman.
Can I ask you a question? In your reflection of it, did you feel like he was already the man that you would have? Okay.
No,
so
he
you
definitely
didn't feel like he had stepped into. He had amazing qualities, but where I've been in life is I'm developed. Like there's
hard yeses and hard no's. I'm not trying to figure those out. I know what I want. And he had to experience, like I've traveled, I've mingled with different people. I've lived a life that I'm like, all right, if I wanted to just fall back and have a boring situation, like I can do that because I can be happy of where I've come. And he hadn't experienced that yet. So do I think that he was the man that? No. But do I feel like I failed him as his partner in that sense? Absolutely. Because he would even tell me, like, not to be funny, I would come in the house and I'll be like, give me some D, right? And he would say, like, that made him feel less of a man. And in my head, it was just like, I didn't understand that because, like, I want you. But it's just like I'm being aggressive. You know what I'm saying? I'm not allowing him to pursue me in that matter. So going back to the subject at hand, I feel like I've learned how to be feminine and be stern at the same time. Because me being feminine and being vulnerable only speaks of my strength. But now I know how to identify when I need to be stern, you know, in a situation.
So like you
without being masculine.
Exactly.
And aggressive.
And you've had the life experiences necessary to kind of formulate that. Do you think that it's possible, being that you want, like, every woman I feel like has an idea of what type of man they want, just as a man has an idea of what type of woman they want. Do you think that it's possible to find somebody who's maybe incomplete and giving them space to grow within a relationship?
I don't want that.
You want prefab.
I don't want no. Listen, I've had so many projects already because I feel like automatically as women we think we're gonna come in and fix somebody or make somebody better.
No,
To your question, I feel like you need to know what things you can work out.
That's it, right?
You know what I
the
mean?
deal breaker. What things are non-negotiable?
I can agree with that.
Personality traits,
because I do feel like we are forever works in progress.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I do agree. I think you, as a unit, like when you come together, you have to find the things that you are comfortable accepting and saying, okay, that's a little bit of a flaw, but I can deal with that, as opposed to, nope, absolutely not. You know, because realistically, who on this earth are you ever going to get along with 1,000% all the time?
Yep. Yeah. So this is why I now have a new way to approach like dating.
Okay. I'm all ears on this one.
So dating, I no longer meet somebody and this is like, hey, let me take you out. I no longer do that.
Okay.
I basically allow them to talk to me on the phone where we get to know each other.
Right.
And we converse and they kind of can ask me questions, kind of like,
almost
pick
like
at me.
You leave yourself open for the
and
interview.
And then after the fact, I'm like, okay, now we can kind of like go out, because it kind of, first of all, I feel like it takes away from the man having to spend all this money and do all this extravagant things on me.
I love it.
In the beginning, until they feel like
comfortable doing that.
Like,
they feel
okay, now
too.
she's not just pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like, she kind of does meet what I'm looking for, and I feel like it takes away from wasting both our time.
So there was also like a clip I saw somewhere, and hopefully, G-Lo, you might be able to edit that in somewhere. But dude was like, it was the normal thing of, if I'm expected to spend all this money.
Rico from I don't remember his name,
from Eight at the Table. And then he said that idealistically, if you're looking at the notion that nothing is owed to anybody, then the true means of getting to know each other, a 90-day rule is fine. Right?
I don't care about a 90-day rule.
I mean, I'm not just to put a timing on it. Just the theory is that you have 90 days, then you're qualified for this level of intimacy with this person, right? Now we know that we're serious. But in reality, whatever that time period is, you guys should sit there, do low-key things, and just talk.
Yeah.
Right?
So my husband, I'm not married anymore, but my ex-husband, he lived in Europe and I lived in the Bronx. And we literally, like, I fell in love. Like, I think that's the deepest form of love I've ever experienced, because we had a long-distance relationship. We had no choice but to get to know each other. And I think that's what happens with your friends and with your family. Like, you actually, there's no sex involved. There's no lust. You guys just have to spend time together. And I think that I realized that in order for me to be successful in a relationship, I need that intimacy that comes from building an actual bond.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I want to say, my boyfriend now, kind of the same thing. We started off as friends, so there was no, like, in the very beginning of it, there was no, like, intimacy on that level. And then even after, like, once we started really talking and really liking each other, it still took a while. And I told you, like, you made fun of me for that, but that is a thing with me. I do not immediately, especially if I really like somebody, I do not give myself to them in a physical manner immediately. Because
he
I
learned
know I can't.
Right. He learned your favorite colors. He learned your favorite food, political views, punch combinations to dodge and shit.
No facts.
Like,
No, he's still learning those.
oh, told you, brother.
No,
Leave that man alone. He likes it here.
he does. He loves it here. Okay.
And I learned that liking someone first is important.
Goes a long way.
Yeah, because being able to sit in a room with people, like.
Patience too. Because I think that, I know we just kind of talked about works in progress, but I think that when there's still going to be things that you got to learn about each other, there's going to be trip ups, failures, shortcomings.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to be able to be like, you know what? It's all right. Like, that's cool. I still, like, there's not going to be like that rattling of the cage so much that you're like, yeah, you're not the one.
I think the true test of it though too is who you're willing to weather the storm with.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Like during extremely hard times, who do you feel like, yeah, I could definitely do this? Because before my man now,
Yeah.
no.
No. Okay, that brings me to the.
It would be like, no, like I'm done. It would get to a point where I would be like, okay, I'm good on this because I'm not doing this. But me and my boyfriend have hit some times that I'm like, you know what? I don't care because I love you enough that I'm gonna keep going. That I wanna resolve this because there's that bond there.
Well, then just in time, you mentioned the deal breakers and everything else. Here comes my boy, Eman Music.
Woo woo!
And I wanted to jump into the dating horror stories because both of y'all alluded to some real, I know you get guys just going crazy.
I
and
get
I know
wonderful men,
you
okay?
might have been able to fight them off a little bit better, but, just the same. These things come, yo, you
I
niggas
bite
be
back.
wildin'.
I
Y'all
don't
need
know
to
what you're
chill.
talking about. I
Right,
bite
right,
back.
Y'all need to chill out. Go ahead.
Don't let this dress fool you.
Right, hey.
And these nails, I get it in.
Heard it.
I use these nails and these heels if I
And I bite down.
So
Okay.
please, let me start off with this. Tell me about the audacity. What happened? What has somebody done that was just way too?
All right, now we gonna jump to a male perspective first, because I definitely want to hear something from Eman.
In terms of what?
Because we've done a lot of like females, so I want to hear a
A
dating horror story. Yes.
Ooh.
No, my life has been good. I'm not
No,
going
I'm
to answer
saying,
this question
just
to
saying,
like
him, I
you
mean,
feel
there's
me?
some great men lately.
good.
Like,
My life has been good.
What?
You feel me?
That's good. That's dope.
but I have some past stories
You
though I
have
can
to
share.
wonder how
What?
like how any of us are linked to him, because
Because we're so dope in life. Like,
Damn, Tez.
This is,
I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, like, for an extra dose of the shade, please go follow Real and Uncomfortable. The behind the scenes will be here, and you can go ahead and see how they continue to attack me. You know? Yeah. Look, I'm cool. I'm probably the most innocent out of
why
everybody
you keep
here.
saying
Why
that?
you
though?
lying,
I don't
though?
understand.
Because I don't be doing nothing. I be
No,
at
I've
home.
seen your videos. I've been in your
somebody
video set. Like,
where's
what is
that
going
clip
on?
of the dude where he's like, why
These
you
hands,
always
these
lying?
hands been in a lot of places. Okay, stop playing.
Damn, Tez.
Where's
That's-
the spray?
Damn.
I'm just
Tez?
saying.
Is this something I gotta fucking? What we
Yeah,
doing?
you know what? I'm gonna. You tell them about your dating stories. Damn it, leave me alone, man.
All right, what kind of, like, what are we looking for? Are we looking for just, like, what the person was like while we were dating them? Or are we looking for, like, intimate horror
Or
stories?
like in a relationship.
Oh yeah, like whatever y'all got. Like
Guys,
what was
I got
like?
one.
Give me a moment. Give me a
let's go.
moment.
I got one.
Add to the
I got
ether.
two from the
Okay.
same person
You
at
got
that.
oh, geez.
But I was really young, so do not murder me. Okay?
No judgment. No judgment.
No judgment. No
Alright.
judgment.
So I once was dating a freaking Taurus. Taurus. Un Tauro.
Taurus. Yep.
Un Tauro. And he had given me the key to his place. At the time, he lived in the Bronx. I lived in Brooklyn. And I guess the idiot forgot or thought I was never going to come out and just, like, pop up. So I take the train at that, and I go see him. And I walk in, and he's, like, effing. Like, the girl is riding the can I curse?
Yeah.
the ish out of him.
Wow.
Like ride him. And you know, this dude looks at me and you know what he does? And he pretends to be freaking asleep.
No.
No way.
Yes,
Wait.
yes, way.
The
Like,
audacity.
he was like this.
He's gonna wake up, man. Well, babe, I don't know what's going on.
So guys,
I think he.
I don't
panicked.
even know this woman.
I think he panicked.
Of course.
no, but and it's crazy because they tell you like you think you know how you're gonna react. So of course, you know, I'm young and I'm thinking I'm gonna. No, I got completely froze and I was just like.
Oh my God.
I don't know. God was with me or something because I walk out.
You just walk
and
out.
as I'm walking out, and I'm like thinking to my head like this
Did this
ninja
really
just
happen?
really
Yeah, this
act
just-
like he runs out. He goes, I woke up. What's going on? Where are you going? And like he literally left the girl
Just
and
in the
came.
crib.
I woke up. What's going on? And I was just like in real disbelief. And I would have left him, but then I found out like a week later I was pregnant. So I decided to work things out. And then, guys, he did it again.
Oh.
Let me tell you, this is why I would never ever forgive a man who cheats on me ever in life, because they lose a little bit of respect for you every time you allow them to do that. But then after that, I was in school at the time, so I went to go drop off the baby at his house so that I can go to. I think I was doing finals, and he's like laying down and he moves and there's like a condom right next to him. Like on the bed, like a full condom, like cum in it and everything.
Bro,
Yo, and he's like, I gotta see which one of my friends. That's some nasty ish. Like, bro,
What's going
you
on with
that
my
ass.
Trying to
friends?
blame the friend.
No, I'm sorry. That's a little worse, man.
Like you, that he was. Listen,
Which one of
Which
I was
one
trying
of
to
them?
follow and pay
Audacity.
attention. So is
Yo.
this is your baby father?
yeah. I was trying to spare my
I
kid.
know. I was like, damn.
Lord.
Damn.
Yeah, no,
tough.
he was different. He was different. He was a different breed. He was definitely
That's
different.
tough.
And he was a lot older than me. So yeah.
Let me tell you, them Tauruses be lying.
Yo,
'cause
why
my-
you always lying?
Yes, my cheat story is also from a Taurus.
Yeah, I would
and
never.
E-Man knows it.
What's the? I don't remember. What's the story?
You, oh my God, it was how I met you. Remember, I knew his older brother is who. Is
With
who,
the video
yeah,
shoot.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So, no, basically, he went out with his friends, and they had actually invited me, but I decided not to go. I was very tired, so I stayed home. And at like 2, 3 in the morning, I woke up, and I'm like, something's not right.
Oh no,
So I
that
kept-
intuition will
that
get you
one
every
intuition.
You
time.
guys feel it?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
especially
That
if
intuition
you-
will get you
especially
every
when you're
time.
lying
Like
to me.
you-
Like you
oh.
know your person, and you're like you're like I don't believe in all the time I have a dream that means something crazy.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I
'cause
know
y'all be
my
going crazy with the
I know my
dreams.
gut.
Yeah,
like,
no,
in
you
certain
can't be beating
things.
niggas up over a dream.
I'm
yo.
gonna have an attitude.
No, but
Yeah.
I
And
know,
I'ma
but
beat
I
your ass.
know in my gut when
Off of a
something is a
dream?
little off. So when I called him, he wasn't answering. So then I called his friend. His friend was like, "Oh no, he's right here. He's right here." And then he picked up. Like I hung up with his friend. He picks up the phone and he's like, "Yeah, we went back to his place." Little did he know that I was.
You had
I
just
had
spoken
just
to his
spoken to the
friend.
friend, and the friend was still at the bar. So yeah, so I was
jeez.
like, "Oh, y'all
Stories
fucking
ain't
lying."
matched up.
Stories ain't
So
match up, man.
I tried to show up. I got there. His friend was so drunk. He was dying outside on the street. I'm like, yeah, so where is my man? So then I
With
get
somebody
back
else?
home. And exactly. I get back home. He comes in the door and he's calling me all you're crazy. It's because you're fucking
that's
cheating.
that gaslighting.
Oh, gaslight. Let me spin it real quick.
Going
Yeah.
crazy on me. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I bet. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, nigga.
Check that.
So I grabbed the phone, and he was smart. No, he was a genius. He gave this woman his Google Voice number. No,
I check phone records
so,
and all.
Yeah, so
That might have been the smartest move I've ever heard.
I
Somebody.
Yeah,
heard
but-
some stories.
No,
We'll
no,
get
no.
to
I
that.
mean,
I
just
check
within
phone
the
records.
this
I was
podcast.
smarter because I knew where to look.
Hello.
So I went right
All
in
right,
there.
there goes your points.
I,
All right.
I called Shorty, and Shorty like immediately got scared and hung up. Called her back on my phone, and I was like, "Listen, boo boo, my beef ain't with you. You probably didn't even know. I just want to know what happened." So she starts telling me. So I walk into the room. I put her on speaker. He jumped up and he was ready to curse me out, and I was like, "Y'all did what again?" So then she starts talking, and immediately tears, waterworks.
They love to cry, boy.
Acting like, oh my God, like he.
I'm out here fighting demons.
I was-
You just don't know. Come on, I'm just.
Oh,
But
that's
it's
funny.
true.
I should have shared
It's true
that.
though when you forgive somebody after they do something like that, most of the time they lose a bit of respect for you, and they definitely go ahead and do things again. And that's exactly what happened. Was I tried to forgive him. 2 weeks later, we're back in the same living space. We're moved back in, and it just he just wasn't the same, and I wasn't the same either. Because now I'm on high alert. Now I'm on.
You can't even live in peace. You can't live in peace.
Oh yeah, no, that's
can't go
that's
by.
there. That's in
I'm
the
telling
hand,
you, and
yeah.
then even after that, like I think like a year later, we even tried to reconnect because we still had mutual friends, all of that,
Right.
and it just did not work. He was still doing him. I'm sitting in his car one day, and I looked down at his phone, and some girl had texted him, and then right before that, he had wrote like, "Hey, beautiful," and I'm like, all right.
The crazy thing is, I don't
This
understand
man.
why if you still want to entertain other people,
Right.
why
Why-
even jump into a
exactly,
relationship? Like it's so. Let me tell you guys,
That's a
I am
great
so
question.
happy I want to be in a relationship,
For sure.
but I am enjoying being single because I don't have to.
You're not
Answer to anybody.
I don't have to
worry about people.
walk on eggshells.
Yeah.
You know, like the other day, it's funny. I was talking to my friend, and my pants were. I had these shorts on, and I was hosting, and my pants was too tight. So when I got to my car, I'm on FaceTime with my friend, and I took off my pants. And I'm like, you know what? And I was telling him, I was like, if I had a man right now, and I walked in like this, like all hell will break loose.
tripping.
Like you would have, but it's just like I'm so free right now, and this is why I want to take the time out to meet
Meet the right one.
because I want a person to see me and to like really learn my habits so that I don't have to pretend to be someone else. So I don't understand why these men or even women who cheat, like what's the point when the freedom is such a luxury? I don't get it.
So
I took off my pants and rode home with no pants.
Look, you
If
got what you got to do.
At least you didn't get pulled over.
right. That's hard to explain.
But, man, that's good. So you've never cheated?
I didn't say I've never cheated.
Why? So okay, so break down
But to be honest, when I cheated, I was in high school.
Okay,
So
yeah,
come on.
you're
And
not
I wasn't
there yet.
And in high school, your girl was still like, I still hadn't swiped my V card, so I was just like,
kissed somebody else.
It's you
didn't-
kiss somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
play
it was just stupid stuff. It wasn't
Right.
like I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'm out here like.
Right.
As an adult, though, I've definitely like done somebody dirty in the sense of
Yeah.
like I cut you off. I'm gonna
Ghosting
go-
and stuff.
Yeah, or like like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because if you give me that energy, guess what you getting back?
Oh, see, I don't even got time for that.
If you-
I don't even
yeah,
have. I don't
I'll let
have
you
the
be.
time.
No,
like
but
go.
that's what I'm saying. That's it.
I feel like
and
once
I'ma
you've
go do me,
experienced
and
me,
that's it.
the worst. You know what happens is people get comfortable.
100%.
So once someone gets you, they kind of forget that they got to keep doing these things.
For sure.
So now, I told my friend yesterday that as a woman, you have to allow the man to love you more than you love them. Hear me out. Hear me out.
okay, wait,
Hear me
wait,
out.
yeah.
Hear
Let's
me
see where
out.
this is going.
Men are hunters. And men need a challenge, and men require more discipline than we do.
Have I not said this because
And-
my mother
and have you
told
not
me
realized that
the
y'all both
same
wrong?
thing?
Okay,
so-
listen.
so let-
I have
let
been
him
in
go.
situations
Yeah, go
where
ahead.
I've always said that my superpower is going through things and acting like they've never happened. Like I'm able to love someone and not think about the horror stories that have happened to me in my life. Because I always say if I'm a good person and if I'm willing to love and be acceptance of it, then that means that there's somebody out in the world that's like me. And then I have a team. Like I have people around me that
To
are
show you genuine
loving.
love.
Yeah.
So it's just like I'm gonna give
There's
you
no
guys
absence
this.
of
So not to drag this out, right? I feel like because men are hunters and you guys require you guys have you all have ADHD. Like you guys can't keep focused. So I as a woman gotta come in and focus you and center you. Once you know that you have me and I'm in love with you and I'm not going nowhere, you feel like I'm always going to be accepting of what happens. So for me to succeed in this relationship, I have to allow you to be completely in love with me and understand what it means not to have me in order for us to work. Like that's just
I
what
feel
it
like
is.
that's a little
Go
toxic, though.
ahead. Right,
That's
exactly.
not toxic, 'cause I'm gonna
That's
love you.
toxic.
I'm gonna love you.
That's-
I'm gonna
Because
love you.
Why can't it just be a genuine "I love you"?
Right.
You
So
love
in
me,
the-
I
and
have
we're-
to allow you to fall in love with
In
me.
the beginning stages, I would say that some of that is partially true. Some of it in the sense that if you do chase a man, it does
not doing
become
that.
very difficult for a man
Hold
to
on.
respect you.
Hold on.
But
Y'all
in
look
the
stressed
same
out.
in
No,
the
no,
same
I-
token, the man that I am dating now,
Yeah.
I definitely chased that ass. I definitely was like,
I will no
want
longer do that
him.
ever
So-
again
And
in
you
my
were
life.
happy
My
right
thing is,
now.
I think,
Right.
And
like,
yes,
You happy
and I
right
do
now.
love him.
Right.
But there was a certain point where I did have to let him come to me a bit because
have to.
if I kept going, he would have never eventually he would have probably been like, all right, this bitch is a little crazy.
much.
That's what I'm saying.
E,
My,
you
my,
wanna-
wait, my thing
Yeah.
is more so in the beginning, I get the chase, right? But once you are together, a man no longer wants to chase.
It's not a
There you
chase.
go.
It's not about you chasing. It's not
Hold-
about you
hold on.
chasing.
But this okay. So let me interject really quick. So, as a man, you're right. We like to hunt sometimes. Sometimes you see that young lady is beautiful, eye catching. You want her. You're gonna work for her. You're gonna try to set yourself apart from the pack by doing things that are gonna get her attention.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you have her, 9 times out of 10, the things that you've done to get her attention are
You're about to do it for somebody else.
no. But think about it like this, right? If I learn your favorite things, I make sure that you have those. If I want to give you experiences, so I take you those places. If I open up to you and we have these conversations to deeply understand you, and then we get to the point of a relationship, and I still feel like you're holding back.
But you guys you see, this is why people need to listen to understand, not just to reply. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna love you. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say that the things that you do for me are not
I
gonna be
want her
reciprocated
in
or
our-
Okay,
appreciated.
that's my word right
What
there.
I'm
Reciprocation.
saying is-
You said the
Let
magic
her
word.
go. Let her go.
You
What
know,
I'm,
you got it.
what
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that I need to me being like a little resistant is gonna keep you thinking of ways to keep this relationship going. This means that I cannot fall weak. Like, again, going back to being stern without being aggressive. Like, I learned not to yell at my man, but I know what I'm gonna do sternly in order for my man to do what we should do. In order to grow. Like, I'm not gonna lead you. I'm gonna allow you to lead, but I'm gonna know my
is it
place.
not-
Wait, hold on.
Oh, go ahead,
I
you
feel
got
like
this.
it depends on what kind of man you deal with. Because if
But
you're
this is why you gotta talk.
if you're dealing with a man who knows himself, you don't have to be stern about a thing. He will hear
will
you and he will
yes.
see you. I promise you that.
Absolutely.
I promise you that. You won't have
Every
to
day.
hold off on it. He will see you. You know what I'm saying?
A man, even when a man is at his peak,
Yeah.
he still needs guidance. And this is why God created me soft enough for me to. God created me from your rib, right? This is the whole area
for
that
sure.
holds you together.
No,
right?
I like what you said.
That's
I
a
like
good
what you
one.
said.
I like
So
what
with
you
that
said.
being said, it's not like stern is not a bad thing. Stern is like, okay, maybe you undecisive. Like, baby, no, we're gonna do this, or this is what we should do. Like, this is
I
me
like-
being
I like the
stern.
tone.
Very.
So I like the tone that she's using.
Tone
Tone matters.
tone
So
matters.
I think
Absolutely.
instead of stern, you mean
Not assertive. I don't know.
I see what you're saying. I don't have the word for it. I see what you're saying. But if you could say it in a soft way,
Absolutely.
and move your man in a soft way, because a lot of women don't know how to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So going back to the whole thing is, I'm not gonna chases.
Right, you're running after. You run. I get
Right.
it.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I text you and you don't reply.
Yeah,
just 'cause
I'm
you
gonna
want me
wait
to chase
10. I'm
you.
gonna wait like no, I'm not
No,
doing
we
that.
don't
It's
got
just
time
like
for that.
Chase is like, oh, I'm gonna wait 6 months for me to give you a kiss.
Yeah, no,
like we're not
we
not
don't
doing that.
Yeah.
There's no
Right,
time
okay.
frame.
Past that.
However,
All right.
you know, I have to give you motivation to keep like, all right, date night. All right, my baby likes this. Like, I gotta give you reasons to keep me smiling because
So
you
That
see how I'm
sounds like
So-
rewarding behavior.
So
like almost
hypothetically,
like
if he's already doing that, if he's
Yeah.
it's already in his mind, he knows you,
Mm-hmm.
he knows what you like. Date night is already there. He knows what kind of food you like. He's
Mm-hmm.
already on top of that. You don't have to.
what do you like? What does this gap look like that you say that you gotta kind of? You said he's gotta love you more than you love him.
Okay, so look,
what is that
when
gap?
a man goes out, when
Yeah.
a man leaves, all right, babe, I'm going out with the boys.
Yeah.
And you know, as women, what time you coming home? What you doing? Like, you gotta let a person breathe. You gotta let a
Yeah,
person
for
miss
sure.
you. You can't. I can't call you every single
that just
day.
that just
I can't
sounds
be-
that just sounds like balance. That just sounds like a healthy relationship.
But that's what I'm saying. women, we cling on.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, all right.
You know what I mean?
You got me scared for a
Yeah.
second.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
So what's a balance to
she's
you
saying-
guys is
It's-
can be very difficult for us.
Okay,
That's what I'm
all
saying.
right.
So-
And this is something I learned because I've been that
Perspective.
woman.
All
I
right.
have been that woman where it's just like
So giving your man space.
when it's like real space for him
Yeah.
to miss you. You know what I'm saying? Like even if
Okay.
you guys live
No,
together, like
that's-
okay, I'm taking a
that's-
trip with my
It's
girls.
made on
That's
open
super
my
healthy.
eyes up
That's
right
Most
now
men need
because
that.
I'm having
That
a
is
hard
healthy.
time with that shit.
Yeah,
right
most
now,
men need
girl.
that.
No, men need that because
we
you know,
do.
like
We
you,
do.
you'll have a,
Yeah.
and this is a mistake I made. My person was totally like he was into me, and he still wanted to be his own person. You know what I
You
mean? And I
have
was so
to be.
aggressive. I was so aggressively like, why are you leaving the house? And what time you coming home? And it's just like, bro, I want to live. Like you taking the joy from this relationship.
That's
so I
beautiful.
feel like
No, and I think that's something that everybody kind of needs to understand is figuring out what a healthy relationship looks
Yeah.
like to them. So if you have like anything you really want to convey to the audience, to that young lady who's trying to find that person, that woman who's enjoying her single life and trying to make sure that the next one is the right one.
Or maybe even women who are in relationships right now who
Right.
maybe need to hear that from another woman, because to be honest, when you hear it from your man, you just get more upset and you feel like, why are you pushing me away? Versus
Right.
when you hear it from another woman, it does kind of make more
Different ring
sense.
to it.
sense,
Different
yeah.
ring to it.
I just think that
Yeah.
what I've been learning, and again, this is why we are a work in progress. What I have been learning is that all the things that I wanted from a person, I had to start giving myself.
Amen.
Because I feel like when people on the outside, like I have all these followers, and they like, oh my God, I love your life, and that's because I actually make my life something worth living.
Yeah.
So I feel like in a relationship is the same thing. When your man sees how you take care of yourself, when your man sees how you can go out and come back home, how you allow him to, I think that it does something
It
for
does.
him. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my God.
And now it's like, now you become that girl that they looking at on Instagram. When you come in the house and you smelling good and you looking good and you confident, and I think it also turns a man on because I don't lose sleep over another woman. First of all, even if we both looked exactly the same, you have attributes that I don't. Character-wise, personality-wise. And it's going to be something about me that's going to attract certain individuals. And that's my superpower. You know what I mean? And that's your uniqueness. So I feel like when you start to become the image of what you like, when you start manifesting to yourself what you want, and you becoming that, and you walk that, and you allow somebody to choose you, not putting yourself in their face, like you have to choose me. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a kid. When you tell them don't do it, they want to do it more.
Yeah.
You
Not
know,
begging
Little
them to
refreshing,
yeah.
choose you, but just
I get you.
So I think
allowing
just catering to yourself. And then the biggest part of that is when it's being given to you, being receptive.
Yeah.
Not being conceited about it, not acting entitled, like, oh, this is what
Appreciate
you deserve.
it.
But understanding that
Appreciate
someone, this is why, like, I really try to reply to everybody who inboxes me. And I know, like, it's a lot of people, but at the end of the day, I feel like if someone is taking time out of their day to acknowledge how beautiful you are, or that you're doing something well, like, you should, it's common courtesy. So I feel like how you treat yourself and you treat others, and you allow people to choose you, that makes a difference. But you gotta let your man do what he wants. Like, because if you're that, he's gonna keep coming home, and he does. So what's the problem?
Right.
That was one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They had us in the first half,
No,
coach.
that's a
Even,
fact.
even
us in the first
that
half,
single Indian tea over here. Just-
That's a fact.
Oh.
No.
So, you got a message for the people? Elle, you got a message for the people?
Give your man space. Give your man space. I think as men we need that, and that's not us saying that we don't want to be with you. It's just you need that space. Like the way that you worded it was
Beautiful.
It was perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna say all credit to you, boo, because that
Yeah.
message
Awesome.
was
Let's
perfect.
go.
And that's why you here.
Yeah.
So go ahead, let them know where to find you. Let them know what you got going on.
All of my platforms have the same name. My name is trademark ESMY_V. Wherever you look for that name, that's where I'm at.
Right? The beautiful Miss Esmy V.
Thank you.
I've been Ctez. This has been Miss Elle.
Sorry. Yes, it's been Elle. I just had to make sure y'all know that it's always.
Elle, but the E is for expletive, right? And my boy.
Eman Music, mixed by Eman Music on Instagram. This has been another episode of Real and Uncomfortable. We appreciate y'all.
Boo boo.
Tryna level up, better get with us. Gotta keep it real, cause you know it's about to get real uncomfortable. Yeah.